Welcome back to another video. In this video, we will show you how to travel the world for under $1,000. Yes, you heard it right. You don't need to be a millionaire to explore the world and have amazing adventures. We're here to share with you our tips, tricks, and hacks for traveling on a budget without sacrificing quality, safety, or fun. Traveling the world on a budget is like a puzzle. You need to find the right pieces and fit them together to create a beautiful picture. But don't worry, we've got some tips that will help you solve this puzzle and have a blast without spending a fortune. First, be flexible with your itinerary and travel dates, as the cheapest flights and accommodations may not always match your ideal schedule. Second, think outside the box and look for alternative options, such as staying in hostels, couchsurfing, or using public transportation. Third, eat like a local and avoid tourist traps, as street food and markets can offer delicious and cheap meals. Fourth, embrace the adventure and try free activities, such as hiking, exploring parks, or attending cultural events. Finally, don't be afraid to negotiate and haggle, especially in markets or when booking tours. With these tricks, you'll be able to save money and have fun at the same time. So go ahead, book that flight, and let the adventure begin. In this video, I will give you my top 3 locations to go if you want to live cheap and have a lot of fun at the same time. One is in Southeast Asia, second is located in Eastern Europe, and the last place is in South America. Also, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe the place you are planning to go. The first place to go is Vietnam. The main pulling factor for people traveling to Vietnam is affordability. Your money stretches further than it would back home. From places to live to all the good you can eat, leisure activities, and more, the quality of life you can get here is high. Plus, what is not to love about year-round warm weather? As a tropical country, Vietnam is home to rain and shine, a far contrast to spending a few months of the year in winter clothes. There are 2 main reasons for Vietnam being so cheap. The first is currency. If you are lucky and from a country that uses US dollar, euro, or British pound, then you will get more bang for your buck. These currencies have a strong purchasing power against the Vietnamese dong. The second reason is that labor costs are cheap in Vietnam. The labor costs that go into making you a delicious bowl of pho for lunch are relatively low. You can get your daily bowl of pho for under $2 every day. In addition, Vietnam has a good transport system. It is a big country with almost every form of transportation, so getting around is relatively easy. The most popular ways to explore Vietnam include planes, trains, buses, boats, and of course motorbikes. You can get a ride to breakfast, back home, out for lunch, ride to the nearest supermarket, have some dinner, and ride back again for $15. The cost of accommodation in Vietnam depends entirely on what your budget is. If you are a backpacker, then you can score rooms for as cheap as $2 a night. They are obviously not going to be the nicest place you have ever stayed at, but they will do the job. If your budget is not so stiff, you can get in hostel for around $10–20 a night. Vietnam has an awesome hostel scene. Some of the cheap hostels can even feel luxury. And if you want to live a little, you can even stay in a 5-star hotel for as little as $30 a night. That is nearly impossible in almost every other country. The second place on the list is Greece. If you avoid peak travel months during the summer, when the prices may rise, Greece may surprise you as a budget-friendly country. The cost of living in Greece is cheap compared to other European countries. Although salaries are low compared to those in the rest of Europe, the quality of life is still high. The reason behind this is the overall low cost of services. The first thing I would do is to look for affordable accommodation. Unlike the last place we talked about earlier in the video, Greece does not have the same hostel scene. But if you, for example, search for private rooms on Airbnb or look for accommodation in hostelworld.com, you can find an affordable place. We highly recommend to book as soon as possible because rooms in popular islands go out extremely quickly. You can still live for under $1,000 in Greece. One of the best ways to save money on food is to eat at one of the many street vendors. There are so many meals for under $10. Besides getting scrumptious street food, travelers can also get easy and cheap groceries to cook. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg to have a good time. Plenty of travelers have made their best memories while abroad without spending a lot of money. Fun does not necessarily mean more money, and it does not have to be overly expensive. Greece consists of several islands and their mainland, including popular places like Athens, Mykonos, Santorini, Melos, and Zakynthos. Santorini is definitely the most popular Greek island of them all, but it will certainly be a whole lot easier to find cheap or free things to do in lesser-known visited islands. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips when traveling to Greece. The last place is Bolivia. Bolivia is often one of the first countries that people think of when considering their budget for a trip to South America. Bolivia has the lowest cost of living in all of South America, making it an obvious choice for budget-savvy travelers. From airfare to accommodation and food, everything is relatively inexpensive in Bolivia. And while some may be hesitant to visit this country due to safety concerns, the truth is that there are plenty of safe and enjoyable places to visit in Bolivia. Bolivia is a country that will blow your mind and your wallet. From the surreal salt flats that make you feel like you're walking on clouds, to the death road that will give you a serious adrenaline rush, this country has something for every adventurous traveler. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to enjoy it all. With a plethora of tour companies offering affordable tours and activities, you can get the most out of your Bolivian experience without breaking the bank. But even if you're not into extreme sports, there are plenty of other things to see and do in Bolivia. Just strolling through the vibrant city of La Paz, with its colorful architecture and endless market stalls brimming with textiles, is an adventure in itself. And with dorm beds as low as $8 a night and delicious local food and drink for less than $15 a day, you can easily stretch your budget and spend weeks exploring this fascinating nation. Bolivia is also an ideal destination for budget-conscious travelers who want to see the world safely and affordably. However, there's one thing to keep in mind before you pack your bags. American tourists will need to apply for a $180 visa, which can be a pretty hefty price to pay when you're trying to save money. But don't let that discourage you. Once you arrive, you'll realize that Bolivia is worth every penny. And that's a wrap for our journey through some of the most affordable and exciting destinations around the world. We hope you found some inspiration and ideas for your next budget-friendly adventure. Remember, traveling on a budget doesn't mean sacrificing quality or fun. It's all about finding the right balance and being open to new experiences. Thank you for watching.